Sky, welcome.
Thank you.
Can you just start really easy? Just introduce yourself and where you're from.
So I'm Sky. I'm from Houston, Texas. Currently, we're living at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. My husband is active duty Army, so we move around a little bit. But yeah, that's where we're from, Houston, and now we're basically in Tennessee and Kentucky.
What is life like in Tennessee and Kentucky?
The community is really strong when you live like on an Army base. Like the whole structure of that lifestyle is really good with like building like a community. So I've made a lot of good friends a lot of different places, but Tennessee is very pretty. We don't go to the Kentucky side often, but they're both very pretty.
Can you just tell us why you were interested in sharing your story with us today?
So I work at an education center on the Army base, and the SNHU reps that come and visit there, I went and talked to them, and I told them my story about how me and my dad are graduating at the same time with our bachelors. And then obviously they knew I was a military spouse, and they were like, well, we need to do a story on you. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll roll with the punches.
So you were recruited for a story, basically.
I was recruited.
Nice. Yeah. In general, though, like, why is education important to you?
I like completing goals and tasks, and it's a pretty tangible one. And if I'm not working towards something, I kind of end up working towards something anyway. So I was like, well, I might as well just get my degree and see where it takes me. I think it's important because I want to go farther in life, and I feel like that's one way to get farther.
Yeah, can you just tell me what program you're doing?
So I got my communications degree, and I did originally, I've changed my major many times, but my 2-year degree, my associate's was digital photography. And then I was like, well, I don't want a bachelor's in photography, so I'm going to change it to communications, because I looked at the curriculum for communications and I was like, wow, this is like everything I like to do. So I'm going to get a degree in it. And it seems like it's actually applicable to like jobs that, I can get.
Yeah, tell me more about those interests. Like, what about the communications degree interested you?
Design, like making like infographics and like marketing, like esque type things. It's just like fun to me. Like I love having like creative freedom and like doing all that stuff. So that's pretty much what drew me into it, was just the creative aspect of it. Like that's really important to me.
Was there a particular moment that made you decide to go back and get your degree?
After me and my husband got married, we moved out of Houston to Fort Hood, Texas, which is like kind of near Austin, like an hour from Austin. And at the time I was like not working, and I was like, well, if I'm not working, I'm going to need to be doing something. So I was like, I'm going to start going to school. And I didn't want to stay local because we were going to be moving eventually. And I was like, well, I'm not going to finish a 4-year degree before we move. So I'm going to look at online school and see what that's all about. And so I remember sitting in my bed just scrolling, and then I just applied, and then it's been smooth sailing from there with SNHU. So I just decided to do it because honestly, I like having something to work towards, and I needed something to do, so I did it.
I have been to Fort Hood, Texas with SNHU. A while ago, we interviewed a couple military spouses down there too, so I have
Fort
been
Hood.
there.
Yeah.
Was there a reason you chose SNHU in particular?
Yeah, because military life, like moving and having something that like I can just bring with me anywhere. And I like to travel anyway, so like I can just bring my computer and I'm good. So it was just like very easy.
So when you started that process, can you talk about what the admissions process was like?
It was very easy. One thing that always stuck out was everyone was very helpful and very friendly, which is very nice. It was very easy. Like I just remember applying and then being told, okay, you're in now. And then they helped me through it.
So how was your experience with your advisor?
Oh, I've had many, but they were all great. Like I said, everybody's just really nice. And that's just such a big plus for me as a people person myself. Like, it's just really nice to have a good support system.
And were they like accommodating? Because, you move around a lot. Were they helpful with your schedule and like helping with that flexibility?
Yeah, definitely. And then with my ever changing like ideas and life plans, like changing majors, and like always super helpful. Like, I always get all these ideas and then I have to do them right then and there. And they were always there to help me and always got it done. So
Yeah. How do you balance that? I mean, moving around a lot, and how do you balance life and school?
So honestly, like I didn't struggle with the workload that SNHU had. So I just allotted like a certain amount of time each week to do schoolwork, and it worked out. It was pretty easy to plan around. So I could even do it in advance, like in the week. If I was going somewhere in the weekend, I could just do it earlier in the week, whatever. Like it was just super like easy to handle all that.
Yeah. So you have your deadlines, which are Thursday and Sunday at midnight, correct? So it's like as long as you're hitting those, it's pretty flexible. So why should someone choose SNHU over another school? Like what makes SNHU stand out?
I've had this conversation with a friend before, and I almost got her to do it. But honestly, like I said, the workload compared to other schools, like it's so much easier, and it's just organized so much better. So you don't feel as overwhelmed with like all this like they'll just, I've seen other schools give like really useless like assignments that like you don't even really learn anything from, and then it's like so much more expensive, and it's so much more work, and it's like, and they're not even nice, and it's like scammy, you know, like I've seen it multiple times, and like I'm getting a better experience, and I feel like a higher quality education through SNHU, and like I would just tell people like it's like affordable, and it's easy like to handle the workload, and they're very flexible. Like I just think it's very like user friendly.
And despite being an online school, you still felt like you were part of a community and that they cared about you?
Oh, of course. I mean, like it starts with the advisors, like the people that talk to you over the phone, like they'll reach out to you, which is crazy. And then like everybody's just like really nice. Again, like I said before, it's just refreshing.
What was the feeling like when you submitted that final assignment to finish your program?
I took a picture of it, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm done. And then it was just like, wow, now I'm done. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like, it was just like, wow, I'm done. And I did that. Like, it's just a great feeling.
Yeah. You said you like to complete
tasks,
a task, right?
Yes,
and
it's so satisfying.
The biggest task of all.
Yeah.
I went back to school at SNHU too, and I remember hitting that final assignment button, feeling like a huge sense of relief.
Yeah.
Tell us about your program a little bit and why you chose it.
The whole thing with the program I chose is like you kind of have to learn how to appeal to like a bunch of different audiences. Like it's like advertising, it's creativity, it's like pulling people in, and I feel like naturally I've always been that type of person anyway. So like I very naturally like fit the mold of like the ideal person to be in that program. I feel, at least I felt like it was very fun and informative, and it gave like a lot of good like courses on like how to do certain things, how to appeal to people. Like it just had like it was almost like I already knew this stuff, but now I can like apply it more professionally rather than just like naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. One thing I really loved about college as opposed to being in high school was being able to take my interests and learn more about them.
Yeah.
And choose my own path. Was that something you felt like you were doing here?
Oh, definitely. I was like, oh, well, now it's not just like a vague idea. It's like something I can actually apply. It's really satisfying.
And is there something in your program, I know this might be a hard question, but something you found super fascinating?
I remember I had to make like a bunch of infographics with like different elements of design, and like that's like my favorite thing to do, is just making infographics. Like I just love doing that. And I don't remember the class, but that's all, like that was one of the big projects, was like different elements of design, make one infographic per element, and I did, and it was just so fun.
Can you tell us about your design work in particular?
Yeah. So I usually go in with little to no idea of what I'm going to be doing. I just kind of start throwing things at the template and hope it comes together. And then as it's like a work in progress. Like the whole time I'm doing it, like I don't ever start with an idea. I just start doing stuff, and whatever works, it just comes naturally in the moment. I did make a infographic for work. Aside from my normal job, they let me make like this poster thing for work for like a education fair we were gonna have. And it went through many drafts. I made plenty of options for them to choose from, and through like the editing process, the review process, it came out like really cool. I just like making bold like statements in like my work. So like I liked having like large focal points and like good information, but not too much, but like enough, you know, everything you have to have on there, but not making it too much. And then like making it just like a statement piece is like my thing. I love a statement piece. Like that's my favorite thing ever in design. Just one big thing.
So you start from nothing and you find your idea like as you're working.
I just let it come to me naturally. And if I have an idea, it doesn't work out. So I have to just go into it with nothing.
Interesting. I like that. So where are you hoping your degree takes you from here?
I just hope I can be creative and make money from that. And I'm hoping this is one way to do it. I would absolutely love to make posters or like advertisements, like design stuff like that. And I mean, obviously like the military is very close to my heart. So being in like the veterans branch of like, how, I don't know what to exactly call it, but like the part of the college that helps like the veterans and like all that, like making the dream job would be like making the designs for the advertisements for the veterans branch. Like it's so niche, but like that would totally be like my dream right there. But because I have I have the knowledge of like military life and like know what appeals to them, etc. And then like the design like talents, I guess, to make the perfect.
Yeah, I was going to say you're like the perfect candidate for that. Since
that'd be like that's the goal. But like I'm open to whatever it takes me, like wherever it takes me.
So if someone is out there thinking they want to have a future in design and photography, what would you say to them to motivate them to pursue it?
I'd say be realistic, but don't let the realism like bring you down, because like you can make money and be creative. You just have to be smart about it. Like I would recommend I would probably recommend exactly what I'm doing. Literally just look into communications. If that's something like, if you like digital art, go with that. Maybe even graphic design, go with that. But like, cause it is hard. Like whenever you're creative and you want to make money, like it's hard to like get exactly what you want, but you have to be open and you have to be realistic about it. I'd say pursue a degree, get a job in like marketing. Like I would literally tell them what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm actually taking my own advice.
What about your instructors in your classes? Did you feel like they were really helpful?
Yeah. I mean, when I needed them, they were there. So, I mean, I was pretty independent, but whenever I needed them, they were there to answer my questions. So, yeah.
Yeah. Where a lot of the classes, like, here's your assignment for your design, and the instructor was there if you need them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to switch over to some more military specific questions, if that's okay. Mm-hmm. First of all, can you just tell us about your family?
Yeah. So it's me and my husband, and then we have our 2 dogs. That's our whole family right now in the house.
And I may have asked this already, but how do you balance school and being in a military family?
So honestly, we only move about every 3 years so far is what it's been. And honestly, like it's just planning ahead of time. Like if I need to get something done, I'm just gonna get it done at the time of the week I can do it, and then the rest of the week I'm free. So it's very, like I said, user friendly. You can just kind of be flexible with your schedule because it's like at your own pace per week, which I like. I like that there's deadlines, but I like that you can do it whenever you want during the week. Just got to get done by that time. It's
right.
Not like every day or whatever,
And do you feel like SNHU supports military families?
Oh yeah. I mean, I see it every day, like at work. Like it's hard for soldiers to go to school in person. And then like, honestly, some of the only ways most of them can go to school is online, and they have to be flexible with them because they have training schedules that are like very up and down. Like sometimes they won't even have access to their phone or computer for like 2 weeks straight out of nowhere. So like you got to be flexible. And I think SNHU is definitely very flexible and gives them like a quality experience, and they deserve that.
And you talked about how you're graduating with your dad.
Oh, okay. So my mom and dad, they were in high school when I was born. And my dad, instead of being able to go to college, had to work immediately out of high school. And same with my mom. And he, you go through a phase sometimes where you try to go to college, it doesn't really work out, can't afford it, don't have the time, whatever. And then now that like I'm grown and he's able to afford it, he finally went back. I was actually the one who recruited him to SNHU.
Nice.
I was like, hey, Dad, my school's like really nice. You should go there. And he was like, okay. And then he did. And he got his bachelor's of science in IT, so information technology. And he's been in IT his whole life. And this is like him getting this degree was like a big deal because now he can like finally officially move up in his job, even though he's been doing it and is very good at it already. But the degree like gave him that step up, and he definitely deserves it. I mean, he helps like everybody. Like he's there for everybody. So like even when I was having a hard time with some classes, like he would help me and vice versa. And it was just really cool to be able to like have that with my dad. But yeah, he definitely helped me get me there, and then I think I helped him as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's got to be pretty cool to have someone who knows the exact experience you're going through at the same time. I don't know if I've ever interviewed a student that had that before, so that's pretty awesome. And what do you think that feeling's going to be like when you cross the stage together?
I don't know. I think it's just going to be really fun. I think it's just going to be really fun.
So you're a Gen Z student at SNHU, and I feel like Gen Z is often misunderstood. I actually felt the way about my own generation as well, that we were misunderstood. What is something you would say to people about your generation that you think is misunderstood?
It's a hard question because I feel like there's two types of Gen Z. There's like there's like 03 and up, and then there's everyone else. So I worked at a high school briefly within the past year, and I always forget they're in my generation. They're like, I always say, y'all's generation. They're like, you are our generation. I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. And I feel like there's two very different parts of Gen Z. But what's really great about our generation is that we are very bold, and we're just advocates for everything. Like we just want what's right. And I think we also just have a lot of creativity, which is something I really do like about our generation, is that we're very creative and we're bold. We're not scared to do what we want to do. And I think that's really admirable. And although there's like things that, I mean, every generation has their quirks, and I agree, but I would say the best part of our generation is how bold we are.
Yeah.
For sure.
And why do you think it is why SNHU is a good place for a Gen Zer to go to school?
I think it gives people with creative mindsets flexibility to do what they want to do and go to school. And it's affordable, and, money can be hard. So wanting to move up in your career can be difficult when you don't have all of the resources. And especially as a creative, which I think most of our generation is very creative in all of their own different ways. I think having a school like SNHU, especially the online program, like can really help alleviate that stress and like give them that, like kind of pave that path for them. It just like solidifies stuff. Like once you have like a degree, it's like it's an accomplishment. Like it solidifies like a path for you. You're like, okay, like I did this, and now I'm ready to go out in the world and share my talents. Like it's just very satisfying. I think SNHU is really good about being it can mold. It's like it can adhere to you, or it can work with you really well.
Yeah, fit into your life really well.
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah, it's true. Like as a creative in this era, it's never been easier to get your work out there, which I think is really cool. So that's why we're seeing such great work from so many young people now.
Absolutely.
Okay, that was the end of the formal questions. So we call them brain breaks, lightning round, whatever you want to call it. Cue a graphic of that happening. Really easy. 4 questions. Do you have a favorite study snack?
So, those new Cheeto balls in the like Pringle shaped can that they just came out with, like the mini Cheeto, those are like my favorite thing in the whole entire world. I don't know why, but they're so good. How
do you type though once you get the Cheeto on you?
No, I don't. That's like a break snack.
Okay.
You have to take a break and then,
Nice.
That's a good question.
Favorite study music?
Ooh, I can't listen to music when I study. I cannot focus. I don't know how people do it. Even like the chill lo-fi beats, I can't. Like it has to be dead silent when I'm doing my homework, or I'm not going to be doing my homework.
I agree. I've asked this question to a lot of people. I'm surprised no one has said that yet, because I'm the same way. What's the latest you've stayed up working on an assignment?
I stay up late anyway, but probably like 3 or 4 a.m.
And last question, if you could study anywhere in the world, literally anywhere, where would it be?
Study anywhere in the world?
Yeah, I know that's not as fun as just like going on vacation, but
like, well, I've always wanted to go to Alaska. I've wanted to live there. I want to live there. I'll say Alaska.
Nice.
Yeah.
See the Northern Lights.
Yes,
That.
absolutely.
Cool. That was all I had. Sky, thanks for joining us. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much.